Hello everyone, this is Matt and I'm here with Louise.
Hi.
And in this video we're going to be talking about all the games we're excited about in 2020.
I'm going to start because I start
Fine,
talking. I'm going to start
fine.
now. So, first off, I'm really excited about Cyberpunk 2077. You're also excited too.
I was expecting an Assassin's Creed game.
No,
but
because that's closer to the end of the list.
Okay.
Because it's not, confirmed yet. Meanwhile, Cyberpunk is coming. We've seen it sort of gradually at E3, we saw it at Gamescom as well. Just seeing this incredible world that they've created for Night City, this sandbox of it just looks like such endless potential. The fact that you can choose to go either way, and it's really taking that kind of pen and paper idea to the next level where you choose exactly how much, whether you want to go stealthy or whether you want to hack yourself or whether you want to do anything. It just feels so open and cool.
I just think, all of that, and I don't think we've seen, not even half of what's there.
No, we've seen just a tiny
the surface,
bit.
And I think, it's easy to look at The Witcher and start thinking about that and look how deep that is, but I think this, they've had a long time between now and The Witcher to sort of finesse their skills, and I think it's going to be absurdly deep. If the actual game itself is anything like what we've seen in the demos, I think it will be just shockingly brilliant.
Even just little things like the fact that you can change the music when you get on your motorcycle or all of these things, and suddenly you want to be listening to something like Gunship while you're going out across this incredible world where the rain, you just automatically imagine everything that game can be. And of all the studios, I think CD Projekt RED can actually deliver that, which almost feels scary to admit, but I think they can do it.
They can. Get hype.
We have a city to burn.
And I suppose it's your turn.
Thank you, and my choice is Resident Evil 3 Remake.
Of course it is.
I cannot wait for. I absolutely loved the Resi 2 remake. I think they just nailed the feel of it completely.
It was really scary as well.
It was really
scary.
I think they met that sort of the classic Resi feeling of, you're sometimes struggling against the controls, like you're not completely aware of everything that's around you. They just really got that absolutely spot on for a modern game, which I think is like a huge achievement.
And they remixed it. So the fact, even if you'd played all of Resident Evil 2 and you knew it all and you had the muscle memory for it and you thought, hey, I can go into this, and it's the fact that they've reconstructed it in the Resi 7 engine, and then they've just remixed all the scares, and they'll do that again. Yeah,
it's brilliant. I think the more you know about those games, the more they kind of trade off your knowledge, like they say. And I was truthfully, I was a little bit skeptical when it was Resi 7 engine, because I loved the first Resi remake. I loved that kind of, the sort of fixed cameras, and I thought it looked really lovely.
Beautiful,
but I'm just completely sold on it now. And I think Resi 3 feels like a little bit of a gap for me in my Resi knowledge. Like, I loved 2, I played 3, but perhaps didn't have the same kind of feeling about it as I did for 2. The only part that I really remember that I absolutely loved was there was a bit in a mortuary, which was terrifying. But just look at what they did with Mr. X. That stretched across the whole game. It's going to be nerve shredding. Yeah. Maybe too much.
You can go first.
Thanks.
You can go first.
Right, so I suppose we can have another one from you.
Yes.
Go on then.
Dying Light 2.
Excellent choice. Yes,
so,
I think we share this one.
Dying Light we actually put in our most overlooked games list, because when it came out it was a bit 7 out of 10, and a lot of people were like, meh, Dying Light, take it or leave it. But actually it developed this really, really passionate community. It was a really good game. You were sort of parkouring across rooftops and playing like the floor is lava with zombies basically, and it was really cool, and you're hitting stuff with melee combat, and using my favourite word, crunchy, for combat, but that's exactly what it is.
It's very crunchy.
It's very crunchy. But Dying Light 2 does this. They kept growing Dying Light to the point where you had vehicles, you had all these other areas, you had loads of things to do. So instead of just going, hey, we're doing that again with another sandbox, what they've said is it's all down to your decisions and it's all down to your choice. And I saw it at E3, and you could decide to leave somewhere, decide somewhere how to get into a sort of, it was this locked off castle, because they say it's the Dark Ages, basically, the new modern Dark Ages that the zombies never live in, and the infection it's developed and obviously moved forward, and there's all kinds of horrible new monsters, and you can use light against them. And I think it's having this choice and having bits of the world that can open up dependent on your decisions, and it's 4-player. So they've actually, instead of going, here it's a new sandbox, they've made a different kind of game where technically you can actually only see everything the game has to offer by playing with your friends and going into their games.
That is cool.
Because you're never going to want to restart a game that's so big. So I think it's quite a bold choice that Techland have made, but I'm really excited about Dying Light.
Same, I think it says loads that the fan reaction to that news was massive.
Yeah.
Like, I think, like you said about Dying Light, that was a game that over time, like, people realised how good it was.
Yeah.
Like, I think when it first came out, like I said, the reviews weren't glowing, they weren't bad, but then, like, people, they spent more time with it. I had a friend that spent, like, 2 weeks just climbing a bridge in Dying Light because it was there and you could and it felt good to do it.
Felt possible.
So hopefully more of that, and that is excellent
More
news.
2-week bridge climbing.
Can't wait.
Okay, fine, you're allowed to talk again. What other games are you excited about for 2020?
Thanks, Louise. You're going to love this one. It's Total War Saga Troy. Louise, maybe not the world's biggest Total War fan, but I think there's loads to be
I
excited
think it's great that you like them.
Thanks. They are quite popular. They're sort of a big deal. So this is, I think, a really interesting take on the classic Total War franchise. So it kind of blends a little bit of mythology in, but kind of does it in a really interesting real-world way. So, there are things like Minotaurs in there, but they're just big guys with kind of like bull heads on and things like that. So it's taking a lot of like Greek classicism and blending them with what we know works in Total War. And it's obviously a follow-on from Kingdoms, which is the one that was set in Britain. Which was a game I really, really liked actually, and I think it kind of divided the community a little bit because it tried some new things. So I think any chance there's an opportunity for Total War to do new stuff and try new kind of mechanics and things in sort of a spin-off series, I think that's really, really exciting and different. So I'm really, really looking forward to seeing it. It should be good.
Awesome.
Do you have nothing to say about it?
I have nothing to say. It looks very nice.
It does look nice.
It does look nice.
And the whole
I was
pottery thing.
And I could have asked you if it's like a bit like Assassin's Creed Origins and Odyssey when they bring in actual mythical bits. But do they actually use magic?
No magic, no. It's just the kind of, it's the sort of belief in gods and systems like that that kind of has almost like a placebo effect. So no actual magic, sorry.
Okay.
It's like a really
I like it even less.
version of it.
I like it even less.
You can look forward to our Let's Play on that next year.
Absolutely.
What have you done?
So Louise, I think I've got some inkling as to what the next one might be.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you got telekinetic powers, perhaps powers?
Nice.
So I'm really excited about Marvel's Avengers. I played the opening sequence at E3, which was really cool, which actually a lot of people saw, which is when you jump between the different Avengers. So you're smashing stuff up as Hulk, you're using Iron Man's repulsors, and not his lasers, his repulsors to do stuff, flying through the air with Black Widow and firing stuff. And it was really fun to be able to play that and see that and use these different powers. But what's really interesting, I think, is Marvel's Avengers actually works quite a lot like Destiny. So
it was a bit of a ruse, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a bit
of a
strange. So actually what they've talked about is there's a couple of different mission types. So while there's campaign sort of missions, which are focused on one hero and you go through and it's just for you, there's also these war zone missions, which basically you go into with friends and you each sort of suit up your own set of Avengers, and you've got gear and perks and abilities, and basically you can make Thor a certain way, so you can make him more of a tank in certain ways, or you can more of a tank with a hammer, or you can really change things around.
I want to know about Hulk variety,
well, interestingly, they've talked about the fact that because they've got all this Marvel stuff to use, they've got all these incredible costumes that you can suit up in, and that won't change your gear. You can just have him in a suit, and I think there's the sort of, yes, there was one that looked like a gangster and stuff that they showed off. But I think it's cool the fact that you're going in with gear, you're upgrading stuff, you've got levels, and it's not just these linear bits. It's actually huge open worlds where you can do fun things and play with your friends. And I don't think they showed enough of that to start with. What did you think?
I thought pretty much the same. I'm kind of surprised by everything you said about it after that second time that you saw it.
Yeah.
I think we all thought it was largely going to be the same thing, like a fun action game, but probably quite a linear game. And the Destiny stuff was a complete curveball to me.
And what's also cool is I played as Kamala Khan, so Ms. Marvel, which was amazing. And she can just sort of are embiggen things and get huge fists, and literally stretch across the entire map. I did sort of rather than a story mode, I did like this little mini training horde section, which was basically so that I didn't see any of the game, but actually could play as her, which was a smart way to do it. But it was really fun to work up all these combos, and it felt really solid and interesting. And if all the characters do feel different like that, that's going to be where it really sells, because you'll be the fact that, oh, I like playing Hulk, I like playing. So I think it'll be really interesting when that comes out to see how it plays, and I really want to be a hero with friends, which just looks like what it can do.
Evacuate the civilians!
So, hit me with your next choice.
It's Humankind. It's another non-Louise game.
But you were very excited about it when you saw it at Gamescom.
I
even got excited about it because you were.
It's a really cool idea. I mean, it's Amplitude Studios, so that's in itself really, really exciting. It's a 4X strategy game, and the pitch here is that you kind of, as you might guess from the name, you take your kind of civilization through 6 periods of human history.
Just 6.
Just six.
Just
Just 6. And the pitch is that, like, every single stage, you're kind of blending your race essentially with the other people that come afterwards. So you can sort of start as like a nomadic tribe, and then after that you'll get like a Roman influence and things like that. And it does it in a kind of quite an interesting sort of twisty sort of way, in that your kind of units will stick around. So you're not kind of completely replacing everything that's there. You're kind of supplementing it, which I think is a really nice twist for a strategy game where you're used to like things in the past suddenly becoming completely irrelevant. But just like in real life, your faction will become a blend of different civilizations, which is really, really interesting. And there are kind of multiple victory conditions, things like that. So it's a really kind of sort of cerebral take on quite a familiar genre, and one that I'm really, really excited to play.
But that's just my story.
Tell me, what will yours be?
So that's a stack of games. I would venture that it's probably not even close to being every game that we're excited about.
Yep, there's going to
Anything
be a
you missed
lot.
out?
There's going to be a lot more as well. We've got new consoles coming in 2020, which means that E3 is going to be incredible. So while we're excited about those ones, there's going to be so much more. And also something like a new Assassin's Creed is finally coming. We knew it was coming. They said they were going to miss out 2019, which is fine because there was a lot of Odyssey to play. But 2020 will have a new Assassin's Creed, and we know probably that it will be on the next generation consoles.
Any inkling about
The rumour is Vikings. So there was the rumour is that it's called Ragnarok, and that's the massive rumour. Take that with a huge pinch of salt, because Assassin's rumours, they do tend to come and go, and this seems to be very well hidden. It's not leaked yet. Normally they leak via a keyring or something ridiculous, but it's not leaked yet. And they did tease, I think it was in The Division, there was a poster which had Vikings on it. So we're hoping, and I think there was an Apple of Eden involved. So we're hoping Vikings. But yeah, what else are you excited about?
Obviously Death Stranding coming to PC, which is a very big deal. Bit of CODGE, you love a bit of CODGE? Bit of box delivery in the apocalypse.
I'd love a bit of delivery simulator, I really do.
I feel like we're underselling it there. Also, 12 minutes, I don't know if you've seen this, a slight sort of bit of an outlier. So this is kind of like a really brutal Russian doll. So you're reliving the same kind of tragic 12 minutes of your life over and over again until you solve a mystery.
Okay.
Which is a really, really interesting take. So each sort of playthrough takes 12 minutes, but the whole thing will be stretched over kind of 8 hours. So it's like a murder mystery.
That you're going in different directions.
Absolutely,
amazing.
Yeah. All from sort of top down in the same room, which is a really, really cool idea. I hope it lives up to the hype. And also for me, which isn't really relevant, but I'm going to say it anyway, Yakuza Like a Dragon. So, which you can't play on PC, but there you go.
Okay, well mine you can play on PC, so there's another couple of indie games. There's Spiritfarer, which I played at E3, which is this, I love the way they describe it, it's a cosy death management sim.
That is so
cozy death management, where you build this boat, so basically you are the ferry person, taking the spirits of the dead to the right place, and you must build and do things that you need, and it's kind of like Stardew on a boat, but with a hug button where you can hug spirits, which is exciting. And another indie game, just to finish, is Ooblets. Ooblets has been coming for so long, but Ooblets is finally coming in 2020. And
it's finally ripe.
Yeah, and it's finally here, and because they've been so honest about the way they've developed it, you now know that they used to have battles, but now they've got dance-offs for things that, you've got...
We live such different lives.
These ridiculous... We do, we really, really do. It's probably for the best. But these great little ooblets that are your friend, that you grow from seeds, that you take out and have dance battles and you make cakes for, and it genuinely looks
so
like...
So there's no strategic war whatsoever?
Zero.
Okay.
None.
I might give it a try anyway.
If you know what cute is, if you have a heart buried somewhere in there, you might like ooblets. So, yes.
It's just a stone. It's just a shield.
But yeah, so that's all the games that we're really excited about to play in 2020. Let us know what you're excited about and pop them in the comments below. Drop us a like if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe to the channel for all new game coverage this year, previews, tips, all the rest of it. Stick to Logitech G, and if you do already subscribe, which we really, really appreciate you doing, hit that notification bell, then you'll know when our next video lands.